Hello, my dears, and welcome back. Yesterday was the 9/9 portal. So guess what? This video commemorates 2 years of me making tarot videos. Holy shit. So that's very exciting for me. 2 years ago on the 9/9 portal, I made my first ever tarot video right here at my grandparents' house, no less. Absolutely amazing. It's been such a ride. So we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna think about it. We're gonna bust it out. I've prayed and set my intentions for this reading, so I pray that something in this reading connects with you and guides you and maybe gives you a little bit of clarity around something that you're going through. Already I'm feeling like this portal is bringing changes that have been long overdue. 9 is the number of wish fulfillment in tarot. 9 is the number of cycles. Like, I've heard it said by one of my favorite readers, Queen Copp, that, often 10s are looked at as the closing of a cycle. But she said something to the effect of, like, 9s are really the closing of a cycle because 10 is kind of that ending that brings the new beginning. So in a way, 10s and aces are kind of the same, and the 9s are the closing of a cycle. So you could feel major shifts happening right now in some big important area of your life, maybe many big important areas of your life at the same time. You all know, we all know how that happens. When one thing changes, 1,000 things change. And maybe these things have been long overdue. And we literally have the 9 of Wands reversed and the 10 of Swords reversed. So this feels like, someone who has been on guard for a long time, having to watch their words, having to guard themselves spiritually, having to be kind of an altered version of themselves in order to survive a situation. Finally, you're able to, like, literally, were we not just talking about the end of cycles? 9, 10. So, like, this is a fated ending. This is something that you've been wanting and working towards for a long time. Might feel as though you're lying here dead on the ground with 10 swords in your back of people's words, of people's actions, of people's lack of care, lack of support. And you are finally in a position to let these swords fall out of your back. Congratulations, baby. Like, there's a lightness coming because there's been a heaviness for so long. We weren't put on this earth to be stressed out and guarded and out of our minds. We're here to be our best selves. We're here to live our best lives. We're here to be stress-free, And of course, some of the more important things that we strive for in this life are going to take a lot of effort. They're going to take a lot of growth and big things to acquire and maintain. So obviously, big things in our lives are going to take a lot of work. They're going to take a lot of energy. They're going to take new versions of ourselves to acquire, and some things are stressful and push us beyond our comfort zone, but generally life is not supposed to be a stressful, dark, trudging endeavor. Six of Swords is all about finally escaping a damaging situation and going to safety, going to safer places, safer waters, calmer shores. I'm talking to somebody who has really been going through it lately and who deserves a break. This might have to do with family, higher heart healing, seeing the bigger picture, petalite. So, cosmic downloads, higher heart healing, see the bigger picture. So understand that everything you've just been put through, while it may feel like it was sent to torture you, my straw is reflecting upon my foss. So, you may feel like what you've just gone through has been purely sent to torture you. And it may genuinely feel like that to you. And that's valid. But I encourage you to not look at this time as wasted, because in some way, somehow, this situation was sent for your greatest and highest good. And I know that it seems like it's easy for me to say, and I'm not ready to talk about what I've been going through lately, or, the things that I've already been through in my life. But trust me when I say that the absolute most ratchet, dark, disgusting, horrific things that I've ever been through have made me the person that I am today. And I love myself exactly the way I am, and I wouldn't change a thing. And that being said, take the time that you need to heal. Take the time that you need to be gentle. Take the time that you need to let this situation move through you. You might need to lay down for a long time and sleep this off and allow the effects of this situation to really drain out of you before you can try to make sense of this. But I encourage you to see the bigger picture and know, I'm sure that you can look through this experience and see times that you have been turned into a beautiful new version of yourself. I am in recovery. I'm in AA many years and several years. And there's a prayer saying, in AA, acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. Acceptance is so powerful. And accepting everything as God's will. There's no mistakes in God's world. Everything that we go through is God's will because it's happening. And I don't have an answer for people who say, why would God take this person from me? Why would God allow this person to die? Why would God allow me to go bankrupt? Why, if God loves me, why do horrible things happen? Why is there a genocide happening? Why is there starvation and violence and horrible things happening if God exists? And I don't have an answer for that. I could, some might call it spiritually bypass and, go Ram Dass on it and say, from a certain perspective, everything is perfect. You go up high enough and you see that everything is perfect. I don't remember where I was going with all this. Oh, so if we can have the radical acceptance to accept that everything that happens is God's will, that's the first step to getting the most out of a situation that we possibly can, to getting the juice out of a situation. And maybe the purpose of this situation that you've just gone through is just to be able to help and support people who are going through a similar thing in the future. How wonderful will it be if someone somewhere down the line shares with you that they're going through something and you're like, wow, I've just survived that myself. And you get to hold that person and be the comfort that you maybe didn't get in that situation. You get to give that comfort to another human being and walk them through with your wisdom. Maybe that's all that you can get through from this, but what a beautiful gift that is. Turquoise and forget-me-not, balance, cracking open, deep healing, balancing karma. So this situation is a balancing of your karma. I'm talking to someone who's been humbled, who's been forced to look at the ways that they have maybe shown up karmically or toxically in the past. Someone who has allowed their wounding to bleed over onto other people in the past. There's a balancing of your karma happening where you can now recognize those parts of yourself as hurting, and you can have compassion for yourself in those places where maybe nobody has ever had compassion for you before. In this healing journey, in this recovery journey, in this spiritual ascension journey, we often cringe at earlier versions of ourselves and say, oh my God, like I was such a horrible person, or things like that. And I encourage you to sit with those parts of yourself that may have done things that you regret, done things that you cringe at, done things that have hurt other people's feelings, and give yourself much needed and much deserved forgiveness in those places. Literally sit with those parts of yourself. Imagine that you're sitting across from that version of you, 21-year-old you, 17-year-old you, whatever it is, and give them a hug, give them love, tell them they are perfect exactly the way they are. Because chances are, if you were running around hurting people, you were very hurt yourself. And those parts of you need love and support more than anything. They don't need your current self, and your past self doesn't need you to sit here and lash yourself on the back and hate yourself. That's the last thing that needs to happen. In order to truly balance your karma and experience deep healing, you need to have the balance of holding yourself accountable, knowing that those things weren't right, knowing that you may have not always been, the, glowing spiritual guru that you are today. Having that balance between holding yourself accountable and also being very compassionate with yourself. A 1,000 cards just came out. I don't like that, but I'll pick the one that flipped upright. So we have the Seven of Cups reversed. So this whole process of leaving this toxic situation, of balancing your karma by holding yourself accountable and being compassionate for yourself, is opening up a whole universe of new blessings for you. I've been watching a lot of this guy's videos. His channel name is Elmer O'Locker Jr., but I think his name is David. He's this super swole, super sexy dude who talks a lot about the law of assumption. And he talks a lot about, you know, how do you want your, like, how does the ideal version of you, the ideal life that you're living, how does that feel? So I encourage you to do the same exercises that he inspired me to do, and like take some time to write down, how does my best life feel? And the whole thing about the law of assumption is that you feel your way into your manifestations, meaning blessings come to a feeling. Know that you already have everything that you desire. If you look at it like we're living in a simulation, however you feel about simulation theory, and I'm still not even sure how I feel about it myself, but if you just do the thought exercise of that we live in a simulation and we can create any reality that we desire, ask yourself, how does my optimal life feel? And if you can start to achieve those feelings now in the present moment, your manifestations will come in that much easier. Abraham Hicks talks about it a lot, you know. Feel as though you already have these things. Don't focus on the lack. Don't focus on what's happening in your 3D reality right now. Think about how you living your best life would feel. Would you feel excited? Would you feel peaceful, serene, laughing, abundant, satisfied, joyful, alive? You know, how does the best version of your life feel inside? And start to practice getting into those feelings. And I know it's not easy, especially when you're in a less than ideal 3D situation. It's not easy to just be like, oh, I feel joyful. As my whole life is crumbling around me, I feel joyful. But if you can start to get into that practice of, even just for a moment, getting into that bliss, getting into that peace, getting into that serenity and joy and happiness, the manifestations that you desire will start effortlessly coming into your life. Because action follows feeling as well. Chances are, you know, if you're going through a difficult time, or if you have been going through a difficult time, you feel very unmotivated to work on the things that you need to do to get to whatever next level of your life. But again, like Petalite says, see the bigger picture. And know that this is only a step in your journey. But here with the 9 of Wands reversed and the 10 of Swords reversed, you are already ending this cycle. You are already sailing off to safer shores. You are already on this path of manifesting a life that feels like this. Of manifesting a life that feels like this. of manifesting a life that feels like this, but it's reversed. So it's internally you are looking to the heavens and looking at all of these beautiful gifts that you have manifested for yourself. This is bringing in soul bonds. This is bringing in soul family, beautiful friends who are, who's calling me? Who are meant for you, who are destined for you, who are down for you and going to stick around, you know? Yep, exactly. We have the 10 of Cups. This is ultimate peace, ultimate beautiful connections. This is celebration. This is family. This is soul family. Beautiful God-sent connections that bring such deep peace and deep joy and abundance into your life that lasts. This is what we are all fighting for. The peace and bliss that comes after the storm. 10-10. 2 10s here. You are closing out a cycle for good. With the 9-9 portal, you are bringing in an entirely new life for yourself. Wow. And you're not looking back. This is beautiful. Congratulations are definitely in order. What a beautiful time. I'm feeling it. I want to thank you all so much for watching. I love you all so much. Thank you for supporting me for these 2 years. 2 years, I can't believe it. Thank you to my patrons, Isabella, Rachel, Matt, and Mike. Thank you all so much for supporting me. I appreciate you all so deeply. And I love this. I love doing this. And I'm really appreciative to all of you for supporting me and loving on me. So I'll see you next time.